Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another interesting session of physics webinar series of Telangana State Model Schools. Today, we have with us our presenter, Sri N.V. Subramanian Garu, PGT Physics, Telangana Model School, M. Turkapalli, Yadadri Bhuvanagiri District. Sir is going to continue the topic of moving charges and magnetism. In the previous session, sir has dealt about Ampere's law and its application for current carrying conductor. Today, sir is going to deal about another important topic in continuation with this Biot-Savart's law. Children, Biot-Savart's law finds applications in various fields and it is very, very important. So it has many mathematical concepts involved in this. Please pay attention and make your own notes. Please be ready with your notes and sir will be explaining handwritten as well as the presentation. So please pay attention and any kind of doubts if you get, please put in your live chat or comment section. Sir will be addressing them. Thank you, everyone. Sir, over to you. Good morning.
Good morning, madam. Respected principal, madam, and coordinator, Sailja Garu, principals, and children attending the webinar session. Welcome all, and a very happy good morning to all of you. So, today we are going to deal with moving charges and magnetism, part 2 of this particular webinar session. Now, you have seen already in our earlier session that we have seen that a moving charge can produce magnetic field also in addition to the electric field, and I have calculated the magnetic field due to straight current carrying conductor. So today we are going to deal with another important application, that is a circular coil, and how to calculate the magnetic field of a circular coil. Shall we do that, children? Okay. So the learning objectives for this particular session are: number 1, Biot-Savart's law; number 2, magnetic field on the axis of circular current loop. Okay, so we are dealing with 2 learning objectives for today. Let us recall the information what we have dealt earlier. A moving charge or a current creates a magnetic field in the surrounding space in addition to its electric field. This is the importance of Oersted's experiment. Magnetic field lines for a straight current carrying conductor are concentric circles around it. Concentric means you know all of you, sharing the same center but having different radius. Ampere circuital law states that the circulation integral B dot dl of the resultant magnetic field along a closed plane curve is equal to mu 0 times the total current I crossing the area bounded by the closed curve. Integral B dot dl is equal to mu 0 I. So now let us come to our first learning objective for today. You have studied that Ampere's law can be used for determination of magnetic field of a conductor where there is symmetry. Biot-Savart's law is another law which is used for calculating magnetic field of a current element. How to calculate magnetic field for a given current element? That is what Biot-Savart's law helps us in. If you see the figure shown here, one blue color wire you are seeing, children, that is a wire or conductor which is carrying current I. Okay, this is the wire which is carrying current I. Now this wire, when it is carrying the current, around the wire there will be magnetic field. Okay, around the wire there will be some magnetic field. So you see here, all of you, everybody. So there is a wire. What is the shape of the wire? Some shape like this. Okay, this wire is carrying some current I. What is this wire? Mn. Now when this is carrying the current, around the wire there will be magnetic field. At some point, okay, at some point like this in figure, if you see in the figure, at some particular point, let us say some point I am taking. For example, somebody is asking what is the magnetic field due to the wire at this particular point. Then what I have to do is, for applying Biot-Savart's law, imagine that this wire is there like this, no? Okay, this wire, imagine that I am making small parts like this. Imagine that I am making small parts like this. Each of length how much? dl. Okay, so every part will create magnetic field at this particular point. So if the point is like this, for example, point P, every part is going to create magnetic field, children. Every part, not only one part, all parts of the wire are going to create magnetic field at this point. So what are we doing? Imagine that the wire Mn, wire means conductor. Wire Mn is made of small parts. Okay, small parts of length dl, equal parts. Okay, children. So I am taking one such part, children. Any one part. One part you take. What is the length of that element? dl. And in the direction of the dl, imagine a tangent. Imagine a tangent. Now draw a line from dl to point P. That is a distance, perpendicular distance from dl to r, and it is a position vector. Let us say this point is O, this point is P. Then OP is equal to r bar in the diagram. Okay, and the angle between these two is theta. Okay, let the angle between these two is theta. And you know that this particular dl element creates some magnetic field at the point P. Let us call that magnetic field as dB. Okay, what is that magnetic field? dB. Then Biot-Savart's law tells us that the dB value is directly proportional to the current flowing through this wire. Okay, current flowing through this wire. So very natural, children, very easy to understand also. Why it is directly proportional to the current? Simple. As you increase the current, what will happen? The field value also increases. The field becomes more and more stronger. That means dB is directly proportional to the current I. Then dB is also proportional to actually the length of the element. Okay, the length of the element. And if it is proportional to the length of the element, why it is proportional to the length of the element? Think, a smaller element will create a smaller magnetic field. A bigger element will create a bigger magnetic field. That means dB must be proportional to length of the element, directly proportional. So these two are directly proportional here. Okay, what proportionality here? Directly proportional. Okay, and dB is inversely proportional to square of the distance r. So this is inverse proportionality. What type of proportionality? Inverse proportionality. So why it is inversely proportional? It is a field. No, all fields are generally, they obey inverse square law. Yes or not? All fields generally obey which law? Inverse square law. So now if I am combining all of them, then so combining first equation, second equation, third equation. If I combine, what am I going to get, children? I am going to get dv is proportional to, if I am writing in vector form, this one, ideal cross r, okay, by r square. Actually, if I don't use the vector form, I will just write it as dv proportional to ideal, okay, by r square. So this box item we are seeing, this is the, actually here we will also get angle because of this cross product, please remember. So here this proportionality, here you will also get a sin theta value, children, please remember, because of this cross product. So that's what we are going to see here. Now if you see carefully, what does the law tell to us? See here, what is the law telling? First, what did we write? Mn is a finite conductor. Okay, we consider an infinitesimal element of length dl of the conductor. The magnetic field due to the element dl at the point P is dv. Then, and the distance of the point P from the element is how much? R. So that's what we are seeing here. We are seeing this distance from dl to P. The distance is how much? R. Okay, the angle between dl and position vector r is theta. Then the Biot-Savart's law, what does it tell to us? The magnitude of magnetic field dB is proportional to the current I, length of the element dl, and inversely proportional to the square of the distance r. So the magnitude of magnetic field dB, how do you write? dB proportional to ideal cross r by r cube. Okay, so dB is equals to mu naught by 4 pi. If we remove the proportionality sign, what do we get, children? We get a constant. What is the constant? Mu naught by 4 pi. Ideal cross r by r cube. Why you got this r cube? I will explain in a moment. Okay, actually, as per the law, if you see, we were writing dB proportional to ideal, okay, sin theta, what did I tell? Ideal sin theta by r square. Okay, if I write this as ideal r sin theta, okay, by r cube, that means one r I multiplied and divided. Then I know that ideal and r are vectors. I can take ideal as a vector. Ideal cross, I can treat it as one vector. Another vector is what? R. If I take the cross product of these two, if I take the cross product of these two, then that will be equal to ideal into r sine theta. You know cross product formula, no? A bar cross b bar is equal to ab sine theta. So that is what I am using here. So if I do like that, again RR will get cancelled. I will get back this one. So that is the reason. And what is the advantage of writing this like this? dV can be written as proportional to ideal bar, that is bar indicating it's a vector, cross R by R cube. And if we remove the proportionality sign, we know that in physics we will get a constant. What is the constant value? Mu naught by 4 pi. Okay, mu naught by 4 pi IDL cross R by R cube. Okay, all of you, are we clear with this? Yes. So this is the formula we are going to use for calculating magnetic field due to a conductor whenever we apply Biot-Savart's law. And already you are seeing that the conductor Mn, okay, one part of the conductor Mn, which is dl part, okay, dl part, how much magnetic field it is creating at the point P, the angle between these two is how much? Theta, but is creating magnetic field dB. Okay, and the student will immediately get a doubt. Sir, you calculated only magnetic field due to one part dl. Then how will I know the magnetic field due to the entire wire? Very simple, children. Because of the entire wire, the magnetic field will be given by, let us say, due to the total wire. Okay, due to which one? Total wire. I want to know the magnetic field. Then that can be written as, let me write it. Okay, so due to the total wire, let the magnetic field is due to the wire Mn. Let the magnetic field is, let magnetic field at P, at the point P, at which point? Excuse me. At the point P is capital B. Then how do you calculate? Excuse me. So, minute. So already we are having dB. Okay, dB is how much? Mu 0 by 4 pi IDL cross R by R cube. Okay, now due to the entire wire, magnetic field due to entire wire, due to Mn, due to the wire Mn at the point P. At which point? At point P is how much we are telling? B. Then in max, how do you calculate this one? B value, already know dB value. Then I can write B is equals to integration of dB. That means in the place of dB, what is there? Mu 0 by 4 pi IDL. Okay, you can write capital I or small I, nothing to worry. Okay, so bar cross R by R cube. Now, if you integrate this expression, you will get the value of capital B. Okay, children, you get the value of capital B. Then again the student will get doubt. Sir, what is the direction of this dB? Very simple. dB is a vector because it's magnetic field, it's a vector, yes or not? And dB is dependent on what? The cross product of these two. That means dB is perpendicular to plane containing dl and r. Okay, it will be perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. You know that the dl value is like this, yes or not? And the current is flowing like this. So in the direction of current, imagine a tangent, okay, drawn to the element dl. And this is r bar. And this is the angle theta at this point. Then you know tangent direction is like this. Okay, tangent direction is like this, and this is the direction of r. Then db direction must be perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. It will be perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r, and given by right hand thumb rule. What rule? Right hand thumb rule. That means, you know, all of you, if you see carefully, you see, 1 minute, I'm stopping the share here. You see my hand, all of you. Okay, you see my hand, everybody. Children, observe carefully. This dl is like this, tangent, and r is like this. Okay, then right hand thumb rule. Apply the right hand thumb rule. First, keep your hand in the direction of dl and rotate it up to r. Then thumb shows the direction of the dB value, dB direction. That is how you apply the right hand thumb rule. Okay, so now you already know that we are applying right hand thumb rule to know the direction. A minute. So this already I have told you. The direction of magnetic field is given by right hand thumb rule, and you have known that dB is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. Okay, dl and r. And you know, if we simplify this, we'll get mu naught by 4 pi ideal sine theta by r square. Okay, so I hope the formula for dB is clear to all of you. Yes, if you want, I will write it here once again so that everybody can note down in your notes. I'm writing it here on the screen. This formula, if you are seeing, this is, if we remove proportionality, we will get mu naught by 4 pi IDL, is capital I. Okay. This. Okay. So we are going to get, you see, IDL r sine theta, because it is cross product, by r cube. 1r cancel, we will get r square. That means I am going to get dB is equals to mu 0 by 4 pi IDL sine theta by r square. This is what is going to be the formula for calculating dB. Okay, and the direction will be given by right hand. I hope all of you, the Biot-Savart's law is clear, and Biot-Savart's law is one of the most important short answer questions for public examination. State Biot-Savart's law. This is the question what they are giving frequently in the public examination. You can refer to old papers. Okay, and it's a very small question to write and very easy to learn also. Please learn it perfectly and make good use of the notes. Okay, so I hope the answer is clear. Now let us learn one important application of Biot-Savart's law. Okay, what is that? Applying the Biot-Savart's law to straight current carrying, circular current carrying conductor, and we will be deriving magnetic field on the axis of circular current loop, children. For that, there is an interesting video. Let us see that video first. See here carefully. We are showing first a straight conductor. And in the straight conductor, current is flowing. Okay. And You are seeing the concentric circles. Already you learnt about these concentric circles. What are they? They are the magnetic field lines of the straight conductor. And if you use the right hand thumb rule, they will be as per the direction shown in the diagram. Okay. Now you see carefully. Similarly, we are also going to show you magnetic field of circular conductor. Let it come up, children, in a moment. See here. This is a circular loop of wire. And if it is carrying current, how is the magnetic lines of force? If it is carrying current like this, then the field lines are like this around the conductor. You are able to see the shape. I will also explain to you in the course of the derivation how to determine this direction. Okay, how to determine the direction. I will explain to you. You need not worry. So I hope the video is clear. This is another particular video that we will be showing in the next one. Now concentrate on the circular wire, children. Okay. Are able to see everybody? Circular wire. So I hope. Once again, if you see this carefully video, all of you. Yes, this is the magnetic field lines of straight conductor, children. Okay. The video is clear. Yes. 1 minute, let it play. Yes, these are the magnetic field lines of which type of conductor? Straight conductor. This already we saw. Now you see it's coming up. This is circular wire. And how are the magnetic field lines of circular wire? They are passing through the wire like this. Yes or not? They are passing through the wire like this. 1 minute. 1 minute, children. I'm continuing. Okay. So you are able to see around the conductor. You are able to see the magnetic field lines. Right or not? So very interesting animation. So I'm stopping this. Let me continue. Are you able to see what is there on the screen, children? Yes? So I hope you are able to see, right? Okay. So let me continue. Now see everybody here. This you are seeing circular current wire. How is the current passing? It is passing from here. This is circular current wire. Right or not? Type of wire? Circular current wire. So if you see carefully, this wire, this is the radius of the wire. You are able to see the radius? The current is going like this and coming. That means flowing in this direction. So this should have been plus, should have been minus. Plus and minus connections of the battery. So steady current is flowing through this wire. Now, what is the radius of this wire? Capital R. Okay, what is the radius of this wire? Capital R. Now, I am applying Biot-Savart's law to determine magnetic field at point P on the axis of the wire. Okay, on the axis of the wire. What is the meaning of axis, children? See here carefully. The axis meaning is this one. You see carefully, all of you. You look at my hand, all of you. All of you. 1 minute. I'm stopping the share. Then again I will start the share. You see here carefully. This is the circular coil. Okay, this is the circular coil. And this is the axis. Okay, this is the axis. So on the axis at any point I want to determine magnetic field. Okay, because of this circular coil on the axis I want to determine magnetic field. So any point, let us say for example at this point I want to determine magnetic field. Then what I have to do is imagine that this circular coil is there, no? This one is divided into small parts, each of length dl. Okay, each of length dl. And imagine one part at the topmost point here. Okay, that's what I'm going to show you again. You see here. At this point M, there is a element dl. Okay, and the current is flowing like this. Are you able to see the screen share? Yes. So this dl is producing magnetic field dB at this point. And I am joining this dl to the point P. Let the distance is small r. Small r is the distance of the element to the point. Okay, in the diagram. And what is the angle created? Theta here. Okay, children. And most importantly, if you see carefully here, this r is there, no? This r. It is like this. The circular conductor is like this, and this is like this, small r. Okay, the small r is there. And please remember, this axis is like this. So everything you have to be careful. This one is, I'll show you with another color of the pen so that you will have clear understanding. Blue color pen axis, children. And this pencil is that smaller. Okay, and your circular coil will be like this. That means okay. So I hope the diagram is clear. Then if you see carefully, 1 minute. So in the diagram, from the center O to the point P, distance is x. Next, radius is capital R, that already we saw. Then, as per Pythagoras theorem, you tell me, all of you, if you see carefully, this is capital R, radius of the loop, and this is x. From O to the point P. That means OP is x, radius is R. Then we are having right angle triangle. What is the right angle triangle? This is small r, this is capital R, this is x. So this is O, M, and E. Then using Pythagoras theorem, I can tell r square is equals to x square plus capital R square. We have applied Pythagoras theorem here. And this element capital M This element is there at capital M? No, this small element dl. That element is creating how much magnetic field at this point? dB. And dV direction is given by right hand thumb rule, children. And dB will be acting at how much angle with the axis? At angle theta. At how much angle? Angle theta. Now I want you to concentrate on one small point here. Now you see carefully. This is that small r. And this is the element. And the current in the element is flowing like this. That means tangent will be like this. Okay, tangent will be towards me. So if I show you the tangent direction and smaller direction, see carefully. This is the tangent direction. This orange color pencil, see here, I will show you. This is the tangent direction. Okay, are you able to see? And this is smaller. And if you see carefully, see here, like this. I'm showing to you. Okay, you see, like this.
Sir, can you please stop share and show
Yeah,
it once again
yeah,
in full screen?
yeah, ma'am. Yeah. So if you see carefully, this small r is slantingly going from M to P. And this orange color thing is the tangent to dl. Are they not perpendicular to each other? That means dl and r are perpendicular to each other. That is what I want to tell to you. If these two are perpendicular, what should be the angle between them? That means dl and r are perpendicular. Then the angle between both of them will be equal to 90 degrees. That is a very important point, children. That means in the diagram, our dl value, remember, I'm writing here. Once again, dl value vector and r value vector are perpendicular to each other. So how I am going to use this in our derivation? Shall we do the derivation? And dV is acting at how much angle now? It is acting at angle theta. And dV direction is determined by right hand thumb rule. So dV will be perpendicular to r bar as well as dl bar as per our right hand thumb rule. And it is going to make angle theta with the axis. This we can prove very easily, children. Simple max actually. dB will make how much angle? Theta. Theta is there, see carefully. I am marking it for your convenience, for your understanding. So here also angle is theta, and here also angle is theta. Are you able to see the screen share? Okay. So now if you see carefully, the graphic is coming up. Now I am going to explain the total derivation to you. If you see carefully, in our derivation, 1 minute. So our diagram is something like this. This is a circular coil. This is the point. Okay, that is the axis. At some point we are considering the magnetic field, right? This is our radius. This is our center. Okay, this is our dl element, and this is that slant smaller. This is our x value, and the dB is acting at angle theta. And here also the angle is much. Okay, so the current is flowing like this. First, let us calculate dB, children. How to calculate dB? By using according to, using Biot-Savart law. dB formula is mu naught by 4 pi IDL cross R bar divided by R cube. Yes or not? Divided by R. Now, DL and R are perpendicular, I told you. That means angle between them is 90 degrees. That means if I do cross product, what I am going to get? dB is mu naught by 4 pi I, capital I, will take capital I here also. Okay, IDL sin 90, okay, divided by R. And R is there. Not forget R. 1 R cancel. R square angle. And what is the value of sin 90, children? 1. That means dB formula is mu naught by 4 pi into I dl by R square. Till here, let us call this as equation number 1. Okay. Now, I want you to concentrate on a small point. Now, I got dB value, no doubt. So, this dB value is the value of magnetic field created by dl. At which point? At the point M. Okay. Now, if you take exactly opposite, diametrically opposite element at the N, at the point N, that also element dl, then it will also create magnetic field. It will also be at same distance R because diametrically opposite point. So it will also create magnetic field dB at angle theta. That means its magnetic field is also dB only because length also same, distance are also same, slanting distance, right or not? If this, if the element dl at M is at distance R, then the element at N also will be at distance R only. And if the element at M creates dB field at angle theta, then the element at N also will create dB field at point P at same angle theta. That means both the elements. Let us go to the next slide. First, again, come back to our original diagram. So, our diagram, I am pointing here. Okay, this element, okay. So, this one and this one. Okay. Now, if this dB is the magnetic field due to the element at M, dB is also the magnetic field due to element at N. Same magnetic field, dB. What is the formula for dB we got? Mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin IDL divided by R square. 1 minute. IDL by R square, right or not? So, my point is the oppositely placed elements, one at M, one at N, they are creating equal field at equal angle, theta, theta. Now, if I divide this dB, I can divide this dB into two components here. You know how to divide the magnetic field. Vector, no, magnetic field is what? Vector. Any vector we can resolve into how many components? We can resolve into two components, right or not? So, let me take a pen. It will be resolved into two components. One is horizontal component, along this was x-axis, yes or not? So, let us call the horizontal component as dbx. And let us call the vertical component as dby. You studied already. How many components? were created for DB two component, DBX and DBY. Like that, this DB also I can resolve into two components. No, one is again DBX, one is again DBY. Now you see carefully in this diagram, the DBX are pointing in the same direction. So again I am telling to you children, this vector I divided into two components. One along x-axis horizontal component, one along y-axis vertical component, dbx, dby. Like that, this vector, I am drawing double line, you see. That also divided into two components, one along x-axis, one along y-axis, dbx, dby. But if you see carefully, the two dbx's are pointing in the same direction. That means they will get added. But this dby are pointing in the opposite direction. That means they will get cancelled. So what are we understanding? Opposite elements dby components are cancelled. Opposite elements vertical components are cancelling. Vertical components are cancelled. Now I will ask you, you use your common sense, children. Simple common sense. Now if I take again opposite elements here and here, for them also what will happen? dbx will remain, whereas dby will get cancelled. Again, if I take opposite elements here and here, they will also produce magnetic field at this point. For them also, vertical components will get cancelled. Only horizontal components will remain. That means in the total wire, if you consider the total wire, horizontal components only will remain magnetic field, whereas vertical components are going to get cancelled for all of them. That means for the total coil, for the total circular loop, total means entire circular loop, all the horizontal components. Which components? Horizontal components. dbx components. Let us call them as dbx components. Are added up. Okay, are added up. Now you know, all of you, in your first year intermediate you studied u, vector u divided as two components, u cos theta one component, another component u sin theta. Like that, dB is divided as two components, x component and y component. Then what will be the dbx component? Everybody tell me. dbx will be equal to dB cos theta. What will be that? dB cos theta. So I am coming back to the point here. For the total circular loop, all the horizontal components are added up at point P. At point P. Whereas the vertical components are cancelled out. What are getting cancelled out? Vertical components. Opposite elements, magnetic field. Magnetic field vertical components are cancelled. Okay, children. What are they getting cancelled? Magnetic field components are cancelled. So for the total circular loop, all the horizontal components dbx are added up at point P. That means the resultant magnetic field at P, or net magnetic field at P, magnetic field, okay, at the point P. At which point? at point P. Point P is, let us say D is given as B. Then this B will be given by integration of dBx. Okay, what is that? Integration of dBx. So first I will calculate dBx value. Okay, so I am already having total magnetic field at the point P is B is equals to integration of dBx. Okay, children. And what is dBx? dBx value is equals to dB cos theta. And what is the diagram? Do you remember the diagram? In a minute, I will draw a bigger diagram so that everybody will be able to see properly. Okay. So our diagram was like this. Okay. This angle theta and this angle also theta. This is dB. Okay. This is capital R. This is small r. Don't forget. And this is what? Small x. Small x is the distance of the point from the center. P is the point. Now in this triangle, OMP, what is the cos theta? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side is capital R. And divided by hypotenuse is how much you see? Small r. And already small r square formula is what you wrote. X square plus y square. X square plus capital R square. Yes or not? That means small r value will be equal to under root x square plus capital R square. Right or not? Then cos theta can be written as capital R divided by under root x square plus capital R square. That means here dBx is dB cos theta, no? dB value is already we know. What is the value? Mu naught by 4 pi capital I dl by r square, it everybody know. Okay. Okay. Into and this cos theta. What is this cos theta? See here. What is the value of cos theta, children? Capital R by under root square plus r square. Okay. Then if I substitute these values here, therefore B value will become integration mu 0 by 4 pi. Tell me all of you. Capital I dl, okay, by small r square into capital R by under root x square plus r square. Okay. But what is this small r square value? Already here, x square plus r square. If I substitute, B is equals to integration mu 0 by 4 pi, okay, capital I dl by x square plus r square into capital R divided by x square plus r square under. Okay. And just a minute. And you are seeing already B is equals to 1 minute. Why I took a white screen? I want to simplify a small thing so that I can go to the next step for all of you. IDL. Here you see carefully. In the denominator, we were having x square plus r square into capital R divided by under root x square plus r square. This and this, I can actually multiply. I have to multiply these two. How I will multiply? Tell me. X square plus r square into square root means power half. No. That means x square plus r square power half. And here power is 1. So bases are equal. That means powers are added. X square plus r square 1 plus 1 by 2. What is 1 plus 1 by 2? X square plus r square 1 plus 1 by 2 is 3 by 2. Simple maths. So that means that this formula actually becomes B is equals to, okay, B is equals to 0 by 4 pi IDL, okay, by, and R is there, capital R, don't worry, don't forget that, x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. This is what I am going to write in the slide, children. Remember, okay. So this one value you are able to see. This I will write as, see here, B is equals to integral, just a minute, B is equals to integral okay, writing here mu 0 by 4 pi, okay, IDL into capital R by x square plus capital R square whole power 3 by 2. Now let us go to the next slide. Okay, let me write it there. I will try to put it here. Okay, now tell me, all of you, what was the value we wrote? B is equals to integration 0 by 4 pi IDL, okay, into capital R by x square plus r square whole power 3 by. Then you know that in the diagram this x is a constant, r is a constant, point distance, or not? Then capital R, this is a constant. Current I is a constant. Mu 0 by 4 pi is a constant. Write the constants outside. Mu 0 by 4 pi capital I into capital R and capital I into capital R by x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2 into integration dl will remain, and you know integral dl will be nothing but equal to length of that circle, and length of the circle will be nothing but what? 2 pi r. That means if I substitute b value here, mu naught by 4 pi into I into r by x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2, okay, into I am having 2 pi r. 1 pi cancel, 2 cancel, I am getting 2 here. 1 r into 1 r will become r square. That means the formula will become mu naught by 2. Are you able to see? I capital R square by x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. This is the formula for magnetic field at the axis point. What point? Axis point, children. Mu naught IR square divided by 2 into x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. Then you tell me, all of you, if that point, actually this point is here. Now tell me, all of you, this is R. If this point is here, what will happen to the x value? It will decrease. If the point is here, what will happen to the x value? It will further decrease. If the point is here, it will further, this x value will further decrease. Like that, if the point is coming to the center is 1, if you imagine the point is at the center, then x value becomes equal to what? 0. That means at the center O, if I want the magnetic field, x value should be taken as 0. Then magnetic field at the center will be equal to mu naught by 2. Formula are able to see, I r square divided by x value becomes 0, children. 0 plus r square, okay, whole to the power of 3. Then this is nothing but mu naught by 2 I r square, and r square power 3 by 2 will remain. And in mathematics, how will you simplify r square power 3 by 2? 2 cancel. Then r cube will remain. That means magnetic field at the center will be mu naught by 2 I r square divided by r cube. 1 r cancel. That means magnetic field at the center is given by which formula? Mu naught by 2 I by r. The formula I by r. So this is the formula for magnetic field at center of the circular loop. I hope the explanation is clear, all of you. So now please remember, for circular loop formula, on the axis magnetic field formula, let us call B axial. Okay, mu naught by 2, the axis of a loop, let us call it as loop. Okay, mu naught by 2 IR square by r square plus x square whole to the power of 3 by 2. And at the center of the loop, what is the formula? The center of the loop formula will be B center is equals to mu naught by 2 I by, this formula was reduced to mu naught by 2 I by r. One more point, if we are taking circular coil, for a circular coil of n turns. Children, what is the difference between loop and coil? Loop means only one turn is there. Coil means number of turns are there. Number of turns will be there. Number of turns. The wire is wound number of times. Okay, that is the difference between loop and coil. So if a coil of n turns is considered, then the same formula for magnetic field on the axis will be only just one small change. Instead of IR square, you will get NIR square by r square plus x square. That is x square plus r square also you can write, nothing wrong, power 3 by 2. And at the center of the coil, magnetic field will be equal to magnetic field mu naught by 2 Ni by. So these are the expressions which you must remember for all entrance examinations as well as for public exam also. And they are asking this formula and this formula put together for 2 marks. Okay, so I hope the explanation is clear. So whatever I have explained to you, I have put it in the equation form in text so that you can copy also. This is the first step where we started. Since DL and R are perpendicular in the figure, we will get the formula as this was the equation 1 what we got. Equation 1, and when small r square value is x square plus r square, so substitute that value. Equation 2, the direction of dV at given by right hand thumb rule. Okay, already same diagram I have explained. Magnetic field dB can be resolved into 2 components, one along x-axis, one along y-axis. The diametrically opposite element at point P, at point P also will create same magnetic field dB at point P. Okay, but in the direction shown as per right hand thumb rule. So these are the same magnetic field it will create. This magnetic field dB also can be resolved into 2 components, one along x-axis, one along y-axis. dBx will be dB cos theta. The dBy components due to diametrically opposite elements at M and N are equal and opposite and are so cancelled out. That's what I explained. Okay, so in this diagram, if you see, we are giving like this. 1 minute. Some students want to note down that diagram. So in that, if you want, this dB is there, no? This dB resolved into 2 components. One is dBx, one is, just a minute. Bear with me, children. This is another component, dBy. And for this one also, dBx and dB. So this dBy component cancelled, whereas dBx and dBx will get added. Okay. The dBy components due to diametrical opposite elements at M and N are cancelled. dBx components are added up. So resultant field is at P due to the loop is obtained by integrating dB. This is a step what I put to you. Then cos theta, how you will calculate? Adjacent side by hypotenuse, capital R by small r. So this is the value. Then substitute the values. Okay, we substituted. And we simplified. Okay, we got integral dl. dl integration is 2 pi r. I substituted that value. I got the formula as mu naught by 2 I r square by x square plus r square whole power 3 by 2. Vectorially, b value can be written as mu naught by 2 I r square x square plus r square into I cap. Why I cap means because the field is pointing in the x-axis direction. For n turns, we will get this formula, NARs. At the center of the loop, x value will be 0. Then I will get mu naught by 2 I by r. I explained all these things to you. Okay, mu naught by 2 Ni by r for n turns. So this is the field lines due to circular loop, children. And most importantly, now you have remember the most important point for electromagnetic induction. If the coil is carrying anti-clockwise current, children, right hand thumb rule you use, children, like this. Anti-clockwise current. Then field is coming outside, no. If the field is outside, then the coil will act as north pole towards you, south pole behind you. So if you take the coil, if the current is anti-clockwise from your side, then north pole will be towards your side, south pole will be behind the coil. That means front side of the coil will act as north pole, back side will act as south pole. Similarly, if the coil is carrying clockwise current, then front side of the coil will act as south pole, back side will act as north pole. This you can remember using one simple logic. I will tell you this. I was telling to all my students. Coil is like this, no? Okay. Anti-clockwise current. This is anti-clockwise. What type of current? Anti-clockwise current. If anti-clockwise current is there, then the north pole. O means the north, like this. You remember like this. Like this. This is N. So you are able to see this is N. N. That means front side is north pole, back side is south pole. If it is clockwise current, what type of current? Clockwise current. This is anti-clockwise. Okay. If it is clockwise current, clockwise means like this. Yes or not? Then draw like this. Yes. Yes. Clockwise. Okay. So remember like this. Easy to remember. Okay. So very easy to remember. Very, very easy. Why this is important? Because you will be using this in electromagnetic induction. Okay. So, north pole, south pole. Okay. So I hope the explanation is clear to all of you. So what have we learned? According to Biot-Savart's law, dB is given by mu naught by 4 pi, ideal cross R by R cube. On the axis of circular current carrying loop, mu naught by B is given by mu naught by 2 IR square by x square plus R square whole power 3 by 2. At the center of circular current carrying loop, B is mu naught by 2 I by R. To test your understanding, two questions. State Biot-Savart's law. Second one, write an expression for the magnetic induction. Magnetic induction is magnetic field value at any point on the axis of circular current carrying coil. So that brings me to the end of this session, children. Thank you for being patient with me. I sincerely thank my coordinator and principal, Shailja Madam, for her guidance and support. I also sincerely thank my campus principal, Ms. Yuvaraj Garu, for his continuing support and guidance. I also thank our AD sir and JD sir for this plan. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the beautiful explanation. It was elaborative and very detailed. And the abstract concept you have provided in a concrete way with various illustrations. Thank you for the detailed explanation. Children, like you revisit this video, the relationship between the magnetic field contribution and its source current element, that is dB and I, which is called as Biot-Savart law following right-hand rule, is very, very important. It is as basic as Coulomb's law that relates to electric fields. Biot-Savart's law relates to magnetic fields with point charges are as sources. So children, once again, revisit this session, make your own notes. As sir was saying, in the same way, you also do yourself how this right hand rule follows. Know yourself the directions, use your hands, use a circular foil or something like that, a circular ring, and use the directions, how small r is, how capital R is, how what is X, and know the directions following the right hand rule. Very important and very illustrative. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Children, keep learning, keep growing. Thank you, everyone.
Good day, children.